I don't know where my daughter learned to be such a chill girl, never fighting for anything. When her guaranteed university admission slot was stolen by someone else, I went to the school to fight for justice on her behalf. But my daughter cried, apologizing to the boy who stole her spot right in front of the teachers. All the blame fell on me. Then she even started dating him early. When she was falsely accused of theft, I called the police to clear her name, but she accused me of overreacting, claiming I forced the real thief into depression and to drop out of school. In the end, her boyfriend broke up with her. When I discovered my husband was having an affair, I gathered evidence, intending to leave him with nothing. But my daughter turned around and told my husband, giving him time to transfer assets and destroy evidence. She accused me of being too strong and pragmatic, not gentle like her new mother. During an argument to protect her stepmother, she forcefully pushed me into heavy traffic. I was run over by a car, and the emergency rescue failed. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day her guaranteed admission spot was stolen. In the homeroom teacher's office, my daughter, Lily, was apologizing to Mr. Lee and the boy who almost took her spot. Lily, eyes red and voice choked with tears, humbly said, "Mr. Lee, I'm sorry. Mom, I didn't know anything. I shouldn't have come to school on my own. I'm truly sorry for bothering everyone." Mr. Lee suppressed his anger and said coldly, "I don't dare accept your apology, young lady. Because of your mother, I've been disciplined. Ethan's guaranteed admission slot has already been given to you. What more do you want?" Lily turned around and saw me standing at the door. Her face paled, and she called out, "Mom," with a trembling voice. I didn't let her finish. I immediately called out loudly, "Mr. Lee." Both Mr. Lee and Ethan turned around in surprise, their expressions not very pleasant when they saw me. I rushed over and took Mr. Lee's hand, saying sincerely, "Teacher, I apologize. I overheard your conversation just now." Lily didn't make it clear that she voluntarily gave up her spot, causing trouble for everyone. I will go to the school board and explain everything. My daughter voluntarily gave up that spot. As for your disciplinary action, I will rectify it for you. After I finished speaking, Mr. Lee's and Ethan's faces clearly showed relief. Lily panicked, calling out, "Mom, my admission slot." I cut her off. "Mom heard what you said. To be a daughter, you should be a chill girl, not fighting or competing. That's what makes you adorable. It's just an admission slot. Ethan's academic performance isn't great. Missing this opportunity would affect his whole life. How could you bear that?" Lily was speechless by my words, only able to watch as I handled everything, giving the admission slot to Ethan. When we got home, Lily hugged her father, Liam, crying and complaining. "Dad, Mom gave my admission slot to someone else." Liam listened, then angrily glared at me. "Are you crazy? Our daughter worked so hard to get that admission slot, and you just easily gave it to someone else. You're getting more and more muddled." I said nothing, calmly took out my phone, and played the audio recording of Lily talking to Mr. Lee and Ethan. The living room was silent for a moment. Then Liam spoke. "Lily is inherently kind, never one to fight or compete. As her mother, shouldn't you help her?" I chuckled coldly. I did help. The admission slot was recovered, but didn't she give it to someone else herself? I was just following her wishes. With that, I turned and went upstairs, leaving behind Lily's sobbing and Liam's frustrated attempts to comfort her. After the admission slot was transferred to Ethan, Lily called me, crying. "Mom, my admission slot was stolen. I clearly worked hard, staying up for several nights to win first place to get it. Why did the teacher give it to someone else without saying anything?" Hearing her pitiful voice, my heart ached. I gently said, "Don't be afraid. Mom's here. Wait, Mom will go to school and demand justice for you." To get Lily's admission spot back, I used every connection I had and spent a lot of money to invite reporters, threatening to make a big deal out of it. Finally, the admission spot was returned. Unexpectedly, after seeing the reporters off and going back to find Lily, I overheard what she said to Mr. Lee and Ethan. In my previous life, Lily's words truly broke my heart. After Mr. Lee and Ethan left, I asked her, "Lily, you asked me to get your admission slot back, so why did you say those things?" Lily just cried. Her pitiful demeanor made me unable to scold her further. Everything simply passed in Lily's tears. Not long after, I discovered a message exchange between her and Ethan on Lily's computer. She had taken money from me to hire a tutor to help Ethan with his academic subjects and had even developed feelings for him. Ethan was a famous handsome student, known as the campus heartthrob, with a rebellious and untamed aura that captivated many female students. Lily was no exception. When Mr. Lee discussed with Lily about giving her admission slot to Ethan, she immediately agreed without hesitation. After agreeing, she regretted it and called me to get the spot back. After I helped her regain the admission spot, she went back to comfort Ethan, spent money hiring a tutor for him, and eventually won his heart. I was furious beyond endurance, pointing at the screen and shouting, "Lily, you dared to use your mother's money to date, and with the very person who took your admission spot. Do you think I'm just a stepping stone for your love life?" Lily bit her lower lip, tears streaming down her face. Suddenly, she pulled a chair and ran to the balcony, attempting to climb over the railing. My heart stopped. I screamed, "Lily, what are you doing? Get down, whatever it is, let's talk calmly." Lily's face was drenched in tears. She shook her head repeatedly. "Mom doesn't respect me. Mom even secretly invaded my privacy. What's wrong with me just wanting to help a boy who didn't get admitted?" She cried hysterically, twisting facts and accusing me of being evil. The commotion was so loud that neighbors gathered to watch and even called 911. When Liam came home and saw the scene, his legs nearly gave out. He slapped me hard across the face, angrily shouting, "What kind of mother are you? You've pushed our daughter to this point, making us a laughingstock for the whole neighborhood and even calling reporters. How can I go to work tomorrow?" I covered my face, continuously pleading with Lily. Lily, Mom was wrong. Mom won't touch your computer again. Please come down, it's dangerous." The jumping incident finally ended with me having to promise Lily countless conditions before she agreed to climb down. For a long time, the entire neighborhood and netizens criticized me as an evil mother who invaded her daughter's privacy and pushed her to the brink of suicide. I was slandered, lost my job, and hid in the house, afraid to go out, fearing Lily might do something foolish again. I no longer dared to mention her and Ethan's relationship, only hearing news from afar. Finally, with Lily's help, Ethan passed the entrance exam to a good university. He was grateful to Lily, and they dated for a long time until Lily went to college, met a rich heir, and unceremoniously dumped Ethan. In this life, I gave Lily's guaranteed admission slot to Ethan. I wanted to see how she would have the audacity to date the campus heartthrob now. How would someone with poor academic performance like Ethan get into university? The next day, when I went downstairs, Lily, who usually needed to be called many times to wake up, was already waiting for me. Her eyes were swollen red. She must have cried all night. "Mom, can you give me some money for extra classes?" I poured myself a glass of water and casually replied, "Mom hasn't received her bonus this year. Go ask your dad." Lily immediately burst into tears. "Mom made me lose my admission slot, and I was already so sad. Now I'm just asking for a little money for extra classes, and you won't even give it to me? Why are you so stingy?" I chuckled coldly. Didn't you always pride yourself on being a chill girl, not fighting or competing? The university entrance exam is a battle where thousands cross a single log bridge. You have to compete with so many others. It doesn't suit your personality at all. I think it's best if you don't take the exam. What if you affect someone else's chances of getting in? Wouldn't you be terribly upset? Lily gasped, unable to believe that her mother, who always encouraged her to study for university, would say such words. She completely broke down, crying loudly. I looked at her with disgust, turned, and left the house. Behind me, Lily's desperate cries still echoed. "Mom won't give me money, so I'll go ask Dad. A selfish and pragmatic woman like you doesn't deserve to be my mother." My steps faltered, but I didn't turn back. The sharp pain in my chest almost made me cry. In my previous life, after I helped Lily get her admission slot back, she joyfully ran to demand a reward. "Mom, you promised, if I got successfully admitted, you'd give me $10,000 as my little savings. You're not going back on your word, are you?" That was a promise I made back then to encourage her. When she begged relentlessly, I had no choice but to agree. I ended up taking all the money I had saved over the years, even money I dared not use for my own doctor's visits, and gave it to Lily. Yet, She used my money for early romance and then criticized me behind my back. In this life, I wouldn't give her a single cent, even if throwing money into water would be more useful. Lily, believing she could coax money from Liam, began to find fault with everything I did. She stayed home all day, throwing tantrums and breaking things, until Liam returned from a business trip. Lily immediately clung to his arm, looking at me triumphantly. "Dad, I lost my admission slot. Can you give me some money for extra classes?" The initial moment of father-daughter harmony suddenly stiffened. Liam gently pushed Lily's hand away and smiled. "Lily, have you forgotten? All big and small matters in this house are decided by your mother." Lily immediately pouted and said discontentedly, "Dad, you know Mom, she's always so stingy. There's no way she'd spend money on my extra classes." I leaned back on the sofa, my cold gaze sweeping over Lily. She unconsciously flinched and moved closer to Liam. From childhood to adulthood, anything Lily liked, I tried to provide. Anything I couldn't provide was beyond my means. Liam looked at me after hearing this. "Bianca, Lily's admission slot was given away by you. Shouldn't you pay for her extra classes to improve her academic performance and help her get into university? Lily is willing to work hard. Why don't you support her?" I stood up, looking down at the father and daughter. First, the admission slot wasn't given away by me. She voluntarily gave it to someone else. Second, I've supported her many times. Now it's your turn to provide financial support. Do you want to calculate how much money you've spent on Lily since she was born? Who is the stingy one in this house? Don't you know yourself? I exposed Liam mercilessly in front of Lily, making his face turn dark with anger. Liam was about to speak when Lily stood up abruptly and cut him off. "Mom, Dad, you two are family. How can you talk about Dad like that? What difference does it make who pays for me? Mom is always so calculating. This stingy behavior of yours is truly ugly." I chuckled coldly, turned and walked away. If I'm ugly, then I'll leave. In this life, Lily didn't try to jump from the balcony and cause a scene. Not only did I not lose my job, but my company was preparing to transfer me to another branch in a different city to expand the market. If it were before, out of concern for Lily, I would never have gone. But now, I not only wanted to go, but I quickly packed my bags and left immediately. Lily didn't know that her good father, Liam, while appearing to love his daughter, was actually a sexist, selfish, and stingy man. Over the years, I handled everything for Lily myself. Liam only paid the monthly mortgage. He didn't spend a single cent otherwise. He even occasionally asked me for money. Even when I stayed home for 3 years to care for the family, he didn't change his spending habits, relying entirely on my savings. Liam always complained about having to pay the mortgage and having no money left to spend. I sympathized with his hardship, so when Lily was just 3 years old, I went back to work. It was only when I discovered Liam's affair that I learned the house had long been paid off by his parents, and his actual salary was 3 times what he told me. I was truly too foolish, deceived for so many years. If Lily thought her father was so good, then let her experience it for herself. Not long after, Lily angrily called me. "Mom, I'm out of money. Transfer me $3,000 immediately." Without thinking, I refused. "No, go ask your dad." Lily furiously screamed, "Dad has to pay the mortgage and now has to worry about my extra class fees. His pressure is so great, and Mom just hoards money to enjoy herself, refusing to give me a single cent. Mom, you truly don't deserve to be a mother." I frowned, hung up without a word. I found it strange. Liam, who is always stingy with both me and Lily, how could he generously pay for a tutor for her extra classes? Distrustful, I opened my phone and checked the surveillance cameras I had installed in the house a few days prior while Liam was on a business trip and Lily was at school. Neither of them knew anything. Very quickly, a face I was all too familiar with appeared on the screen, Liam's mistress, who was also my colleague. I heard she used to be a high school teacher. So, Liam had been having an affair for a long time and even dared to brazenly bring her home under the guise of tutoring Lily? How interesting. Evidence just came to my doorstep, saving me so much trouble. Through the screen, I saw the mistress, Serena, open the fridge, grab a soda, and casually chat with Lily. "Your mother and I work at the same company. Originally, I was the one chosen to expand the market in another city, but I don't know what your mother did to take my spot." Serena immediately covered her mouth, feigning an apology. "Oh, sorry, Lily. Your mother just wanted to earn more money for you. I shouldn't speak ill of your mother in front of you. Lily slammed the half-empty soda can onto the table and gritted her teeth. Aunt Serena, you know what kind of person Mom is. Mom loves to fight and compete. It's not just a day or two. Earning more money for me? She does it only for herself. I asked her for money, and she didn't give me a single cent. Aunt Serena, next time something like this happens, you have to fight for it with Mom. On what grounds did Mom take your spot? Serena sighed, pretending to be magnanimous. Women, why must we make things difficult for each other? What's the point of fighting back and forth? If your mother wants it, just let her have it. It's fine. Hearing this, I almost vomited. Serena, someone from a different field who only got into the company through connections, how could she be capable enough to handle such an important job? Yet now she was colluding with my daughter to fabricate stories. What was even sadder was that Lily believed her and was moved by Serena's false words, holding Serena's hand gratefully as if she had found a soulmate. Aunt Serena, you are so kind and beautiful. You truly have the charisma of a chill girl, making others admire you. I couldn't bear to watch their hypocritical scene any longer and turned off the video. A month before the university entrance exam, I received another call from Lily. Her voice was full of sobs. Mom, can you come to school? I've been wrongly accused. Lily's voice was so tearful she could barely breathe, just like in my previous life. I didn't need to ask to know that a wealthy young lady in the dormitory had lost an expensive bracelet, and suspicions were intentionally directed at Lily. I quickly said, "What's wrong? Mom is far away and can't come back right now. Tell your dad to handle it." Before Lily could speak, I hung up and turned off my phone. 2 days later, Bella's mother, Lily's roommate, sent me a message, her voice full of curiosity. Why is Serena handling Lily's school matter? What's her relationship with you? I feigned surprise. What are you saying? You and I have worked together for so many years. Don't you know what Serena's relationship with me is? Oh, that's right, I remember now. Serena and my husband were college classmates, but last time I heard her say they hadn't been in contact since graduation. How could she come to school to help Lily? Bella's mother immediately got excited. Wait, let me send you this video. I opened the video and immediately saw Lily crying on Serena's shoulder. A girl dressed in designer clothes pointed at Lily's face and loudly scolded, "You despicable thief. You were the only one in the dorm at that time. If you didn't take it, who did? I gave you a chance to prove yourself, but you couldn't. Why are you still pretending to be innocent? Give me back my bracelet." Lily lifted her tear-stained face and stubbornly replied, "I didn't take it. Why are you falsely accusing me? I don't need to prove anything. My innocence speaks for itself." Serena also chimed in, "We have nothing left to say. Anyway, there's no way Lily would take it." At this, I couldn't help but laugh. Bella suggested, "Since the bracelet is so expensive, why don't we call the police?" A glimmer of light flashed in Lily's eyes, seemingly agreeing with the suggestion, but the homeroom teacher, Mr. Lee, immediately dismissed it. "No, if we call the police, it will affect the school's reputation and your exam psychology. Lily, if you took the bracelet, just return it honestly. A big matter will become small, and a small matter will disappear." It was clear Mr. Lee suspected Lily. In this situation, a normal person would try their best to prove their innocence, but Lily and Serena remained silent. Their nonchalant attitude made Mr. Lee helpless, so he decided to search the dormitory. In my previous life, it was the same. By the time I rushed there, Mr. Lee had already found the bracelet at the bottom of Lily's closet. Lily only cried. I immediately called the police, and with fingerprints and the behavior of the other female students in the dormitory, the culprit was quickly identified as Hannah. After returning from the police station, Hannah couldn't bear the rumors, eventually became depressed, and dropped out of school. I thought everything was over, but unexpectedly, Lily turned around and blamed me. "Mom, why do you like to fight so much? Mr. Lee had already promised to clear my name. Why did you still have to call the police? Do you know that because of you, Hannah had to drop out of school? Hannah is Ethan's best friend. Now Ethan wants to break up with me." I continued to play the second video. Everyone was accusing Lily of being a thief. Even Serena seemed somewhat shaken. At first, Serena tactfully opened her mouth and said to Lily, "Lily, do you really like that bracelet? If you do, tell your mother to buy it for you." Lily cried so much she could barely breathe, continuously waving her hands. Serena only offered a few weak explanations. In the end, the matter concluded with Mr. Lee temporarily mediating. Bella's mother recounted, "When it happened, Bella and I were on a video call and hadn't hung up yet, so it was all recorded. I really don't think Lily is the thief, but now the whole school is spreading rumors that Bella is the thief. I heard she even skipped school, and the university entrance exam is coming soon. Also, what about Serena? Aren't you going to come back and deal with it?" I thanked her for the reminder and promised to return soon. What I didn't expect was that Lily came to find me. Serena, a colleague from the company, knew where I lived, so it wasn't strange. When I saw Lily, countless indescribable emotions surged within me. Lily was just like when she was little. Whenever she felt wronged, she would run to hug me. But the words she spoke were not pleasant at all. "Mom, I called you. Why didn't you come to school? Now all my classmates are saying I'm a thief. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been misunderstood like this. Mom, give me 30,000. I want to treat my friends to improve our relationship." I pushed her away, my voice cold. "Let me call Mr. Lee. Didn't your dad send someone to handle it? If your dad couldn't resolve it, why are you dumping everything on me? Besides, if you need money, why don't you ask your dad? You open your mouth and ask for 30,000. Do you think my money falls from the sky?" Lily clenched her fists, her eyes full of anger. "Dad was right. Mom doesn't love me anymore. Are you having an affair with some man outside? That's why you haven't been home for so long? If you dare betray Dad, I won't acknowledge you as my mother. Even if you die, I won't handle your funeral." My face immediately darkened. I raised my leg and kicked Lily hard on the shin, my voice as cold as ice. "Get out." Lily glared at me resentfully, then turned and walked away. At that moment, I realized the absurdity and ingratitude of Lily towards me, her biological mother. She didn't care about me at all. Yet, when Liam had an affair, she ran to tip him off, destroying all the evidence I had collected, helping him transfer assets to drive me out of the house empty-handed. But when there was no evidence, she was ready to accuse me of infidelity and utter such vicious words. I started to wonder if my parenting was wrong. From childhood, whatever Lily wanted, I tried to provide. Even when she fought with friends over toys, I would buy her a new one to avoid a NY Chinese letter contention. Perhaps that's what made her accustomed to enjoying everything from behind me without effort. I didn't understand if she was intentionally provoking me or if she truly liked Serena that much. Lily even posted many intimate photos with Serena on social media. For Serena's birthday, Lily prepared a very thoughtful gift. Looking at those photos, my nose suddenly stung. The last time Lily gave me a birthday gift was in kindergarten. The older she got, the more distant she became from me, having been brainwashed by her paternal grandmother repeatedly. When she was young, Liam's mother never cared for Lily a single day, yet when she grew up, she frequently appeared in front of her to win her favor. Seeing Lily's latest status update with the caption, "If Aunt Serena were as beautiful, gentle, and kind as my mom, how wonderful that would be. Happy birthday, Aunt Serena." I coldly blocked Lily's social media page and went to sleep. Throughout my time expanding the market in another city, I didn't return home. Even though Lily and Liam constantly called and messaged, scolding me, I didn't transfer them a single penny. I even blocked communication with both of them. I also didn't care about Lily's university entrance exam. When I finished my work and returned home, I opened the door and saw the three of them happily gathered like a perfect family. They were momentarily startled to see me, but quickly composed themselves. Liam was the first to criticize me. "Bianca, do you even look like a mother anymore? For half a year, you didn't care about your daughter, didn't give her a single cent. Now that she's passed her college entrance exams, you finally decide to come back." I set down my luggage, stretched my wrists a little, then chuckled coldly. "I raised her for 18 years, spent money on her for 18 years. Now you've taken care of her for only half a year and you're already complaining? You're an accountant, but your words have no logic. Your daughter only got into a vocational college, not a university. How much money did you spend on tutors over the past half year, only for someone studying art not to get enough points for university? That tutor must be quite incompetent, wouldn't you say?" Serena's face turned pale. Lily immediately shielded Serena and loudly yelled at me, "I didn't get into university because Mom refused to spend money on me. Why are you blaming Dad and Aunt Serena?" Seeing her ungrateful behavior, I was utterly disgusted. I raised my hand and slapped her hard. The crisp sound made Lily and the other two stunners freeze. Lily glared, full of resentment, about to stand up, but I didn't give her a chance to retaliate. I shouted, "Your idiotic mind is exactly like your father's. How much money have I poured into you? You were terrible at studies from a young age. If I hadn't gone without food and clothes to pay for your art classes, how would you have even gotten into high school?" Then I turned and pointed directly at Liam. "And you, an irresponsible, stingy, adulterous man, I've tolerated you for all these years and it's enough. Divorce me. This house belongs to me. You're leaving empty-handed." Liam was so furious he almost jumped up. "On what grounds? I paid the mortgage. What right do you have to take everything? And what proof do you have that I cheated? Furthermore, I won't divorce you, no matter what you say." Serena spoke up then, tears welling in her eyes, looking pitiful like a wilting flower in the rain, exactly like Lily. "Bianca, I'm just Lily's tutor. Mr. Liam and I are completely innocent. Sister, you don't need to slander me. We are colleagues, you don't have to do this. I'm not like other women who only fight for men like that. It's so shameful. Men come to me on their own." Lily looked at Serena with admiration, while Liam nodded in agreement. Three problematic and deceitful people. I felt my intelligence drop just looking at them for another second. I pulled out a divorce agreement from my bag and threw it directly at Liam. "On what grounds?" "On the grounds that I paid for the house renovations. On the grounds that you haven't given a single cent for household expenses all these years. If you don't want a divorce, then let's go to court. I have full evidence of your affair, and I'm not afraid to make a scene." Liam, enraged, pointed at Lily's face and shouted, "Did you go around blabbing to your mother? I'll beat this useless child to death." He snatched a broom and hit Lily, making her cry miserably. "Dad, why don't you believe me? I'm your daughter." I ignored the father and daughter, left the divorce agreement, and turned to Serena. "You'd better remember, this house has surveillance cameras installed. All your actions have been recorded. If Liam dares to play games and refuses to divorce, I won't hesitate to release all the videos online." With that, I turned and walked away amidst Liam's furious shouts and the whimpering cries of Serena and Lily. Liam refused to divorce because he had heard the news that my parents' old house was about to be demolished, and the compensation would be substantial. In my previous life, he had repeatedly tricked me, coaxing me to deposit all my money into his account for investments. When I finally discovered his affair and wanted a divorce, all the evidence I painstakingly gathered was destroyed by Lily. Thanks to Lily tipping him off, Liam quickly transferred all his assets. In the end, not only did I not get a penny, but I also ended up with a huge debt. Yet Lily felt no remorse, even blaming me. It's Mom's fault for always being like a quarrelsome woman, that's why she couldn't keep Dad's heart. Aunt Serena is so gentle, kind, and peaceful, no wonder Dad likes her. I was so angry I almost fainted. She praised Serena, someone who destroyed another's family, as gentle and kind. I snarled at Lily, "I raised you to this size, and this is how you repay me." Lily gave me an annoyed glance, then turned to defend Serena. "The one not loved is the third party. Aunt Serena doesn't fight or compete, Dad just likes her on his own. What does it have to do with her? Mom, don't always blame others. Look at yourself." I was so angry I wanted to slap some sense into this unfilial child, but she quickly pushed me into oncoming traffic. As the car hit me, I saw an expression of relief on Lily's face, as if a burden had been lifted. When I was taken to the hospital, there was still a chance to save me, but it was Lily herself who signed the refusal for treatment, leaving me to die in bitter resentment. In this life, I no longer have money to provide for her. I want to see how long Lily and Serena can maintain their chill girl facade. With the surveillance videos as evidence, Liam had no choice but to grit his teeth and sign the divorce papers. Lily cried, insisting on going with Liam. Liam turned back and threatened me. "Bianca, if you don't give Lily more money, I won't pay a single cent for her university tuition." If it were my previous life, I wouldn't have been able to bear seeing Lily suffer. But after being hurt by her so many times, I found his words laughable. "Fine. Anyway, she's already 18. We're not obligated to provide for her anymore. Let her take care of herself." Liam's expression immediately crumpled. He cursed furiously. "Bianca, you truly are an evil woman. Even a vicious tiger doesn't eat its own cub, yet you can treat your own daughter so cruelly. I'll make Lily cut all ties with you, so you'll live alone for the rest of your life." I slapped him hard. The crisp sound made Lily and the two despicable lovers freeze. Lily glared at me with resentment, about to stand up and resist, but I didn't give her the chance. I directly yelled, "Your stupid mind is exactly like your father's. How much money have I poured into you? You were terrible at studies. If I hadn't gone without food and clothes to pay for your art classes, how would you have even gotten into high school?" I turned to criticize Liam. "And you, an irresponsible, stingy, adulterous man, I've tolerated you long enough. Divorce me. This house belongs to me. Get out of here empty-handed." Liam was so furious he jumped up. "On what grounds? I paid the mortgage. What right do you have to take everything? What proof do you have that I cheated? I won't divorce you, no matter what you say." Serena stood there, eyes brimming with tears, feigning weakness. "Bianca, I'm just Lily's tutor. Mr. Liam and I are completely innocent. We're colleagues, why do you need to falsely accuse me? I'm not like other women who only fight over men like that. It's so embarrassing. Men just come to me on their own." Lily looked at Serena with admiration, while Liam nodded in agreement. I didn't bother looking at them for another second. I brought out the divorce agreement and threw it directly at Liam's face. "On what grounds? On the grounds that I paid for the renovations of this house. On the grounds that you haven't given a single penny for household expenses all these years. If you don't want a divorce, then sue me in court. I have evidence of your affair, and I'm not afraid to make a big fuss." Liam went ballistic, pointing at Lily's face and shouting, "Did you go around blabbing to your mother? I'll beat this good-for-nothing to death." He grabbed a broom and hit Lily, making her cry tragically. "Dad, why don't you believe me? I'm your daughter." I ignored the father and daughter. I turned to Serena and said coldly, "This is a warning. There are surveillance cameras installed in this house. I have recorded everything you've done. If Liam refuses to divorce, I will release all the videos online." With that, I left feeling refreshed, leaving behind Liam's furious shouts and the sobbing of Serena and Lily. Liam refused to divorce because he had heard that my parents' old house was about to be demolished, and the compensation was substantial. In my previous life, he had deceived me into depositing all my money into his account for investment. Finally, when I discovered his affair and wanted a divorce, all the evidence I had collected was destroyed by Lily. This time, however, I wouldn't let them achieve their goal. With the surveillance videos in hand, Liam was forced to sign the divorce papers. Lily cried, demanding to go with Liam. He even used Lily to threaten me. "If you don't provide for Lily, I won't pay a single cent for her university tuition." In my previous life, out of love for my child, I endured all sorts of grievances. But now my heart had long since grown cold. Fine. Anyway, she's already 18. We're not obligated to provide for her anymore. Let her take care of herself. Liam's face went pale with anger. He cursed at me relentlessly. "You are truly an evil woman. Even a fierce tiger doesn't eat its young, yet you can be so cruel to your own daughter. I'll make her sever all mother-daughter ties with you, so you'll live a lonely life until you die." I chuckled coldly and said nothing more. Lily and Liam immediately signed the document severing their mother-daughter relationship. Lily looked at me with contempt, as if she could already foresee my lonely and miserable old age. She said, "I haven't wanted a mother like you for a long time. Every time you made a fuss to help me, I felt embarrassed." I replied sarcastically, "Very well. Congratulations on escaping from this embarrassing mother and having the chill girl mother you've always wished for." With the assets and divorce papers in hand, I immediately reported Liam's affair to his company. It was at the very moment he was about to be promoted. This scandal not only cost him his position, but also caused him to be pushed into a major error by rivals, leading to his termination. As for Serena, after discovering she was pregnant, she quit her job to prepare to be a full-time housewife. Unfortunately, during an argument with Lily, Serena was pushed down a flight of stairs and lost her child. Lily was charged with intentional injury and sentenced to 3 years in prison. In prison, Lily requested to see me. She sobbed behind the glass. "Mom, I remember now. In my previous life, after you died, Dad reported to the police that I killed you. They investigated, and I was sentenced to life imprisonment. Dad and Serena took all your assets and lived happily with their son. I calmly replied, previous life or this life, it's all your own doing. Lily pounded on the glass, begging for my forgiveness, but I didn't turn back. As for Liam, he lost his job, became an alcoholic, and frequently beat his own mother to the point where she almost lost her mind. Serena was kicked out of the house, became a homeless wanderer, constantly asking, "Has anyone seen my child? My child." I bought a new house in another city, found a stable job, had abundant savings, and a few close friends. I also chose a high-end nursing home for myself. My life is now comfortable and peaceful.